Absolutely. But what a mess, right? So in the chaoticness, somehow he creates. Some people's brains work like that. And the food, we'll see how the rest of the season goes, but
We'll see how it goes. Yes, he is a little bit all over the place.
yeah.
What about in season 11? You came in and replaced Captain Lee and worked with Fraser for half the season. Like, how is Fraser doing, and what was it like working with Fraser?
Fraser's improved. Fraser has definitely, this is his third season, right? So
Yeah,
you can
third or
see
fourth.
the evolution of Fraser. Like when people really care, the show cuts out a lot. They can't fit everything in. There are some moments where when I forgot her name, she's having the panic attack and she's up late with all that mess.
Yeah.
Where are the rest of the team? One of my things is I know I would definitely support that person. I think putting someone in that situation where they're having a panic attack is not okay, in my opinion. I don't know. Fraser's dealing with other things that you don't see. So it's not fair to make judgments because so much of the show is clipped, clipped, clipped that you don't see the conversations that happen. The cameras can't be all places at all times. I'm sure Fraser's had many conversations with his interior. You know what I mean? You just don't see it. And then when he did the sit down, I thought that was really great. He's come a long way. I'm proud of him.
Does that frustrate you? Because I mean, it is a reality show, and everything on Bravo or any reality TV show, it is clip, clip, clip. That's just how we make, as you've been doing this for many seasons now. Like, is that frustrating then when the show comes out and, like, even, not even something for you, but maybe like your chief stew or someone, and you're like, man, that person just didn't get a fair shake at that.
Yes, because remember, they only have 45 minutes
Yeah.
for an episode. So they have to create this story arc, right? It is exactly how it happens, but a lot of times they'll leave out, they highlight, what they think the viewers are going to want to see, which I think is they do a great job. But yes, I think to myself, they didn't get a fair edit. And sometimes that happens where that you don't actually see them. Now, I want to make this note, okay? My first season, I was dubbed the micromanager, okay? Now, I decided I'm going to go through and clip out Captain um, Jason's micromanaging when he was cleaning after Aisha. I never did that. And then I'm going to do Captain Kerry's and I'm going to put mine in and go, is this sexist? Or like, what is this? Because I am way less of a micromanager than them. In fact, I'm not a micromanager, I'm a manager. And it was all about the banana on my season. It's just because I want all the toys in the water. I'm not going behind my team and cleaning. You know what I mean? I trust them. So it's very different. I think that's interesting. In the real charter world, captains walk through boats and make sure they're prepped and ready for their client. Because if the boat isn't, and the charter broker gets a call saying, "Hey, our room wasn't turned down properly, our bathrooms were dirty," that's on the captain. Everything is on the captain. So what both of them do is accurate. That's what captains do. It's not micromanaging, it's just managing. And I just think it sucks that I get called a micromanager because I'm a woman. You know what I mean? But I was way less
I
of a
didn't
micromanager, but it's way less, right? Especially when it came to cleaning.
Yeah, and if you do put these side by side, I mean, you are right. I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, I mean, Captain Jason does lots of micromanaging, way more than you. Not
Yeah.
in a bad
So,
way,
but
but
the
just
reality is it's managing. It's really making sure that your restaurant, your floating hotel is superb, right? Before your clients. That's what each one of them are doing. And that's what we do in the real world of yachting. We want to make sure it's perfect.
is there anything, as you watch, and I know you pointed out some things, but like, is there anything that just sticks out that you would have done different besides the luggage? Not even from a captain's point of view, like anyone on the staff, even if you can't remember their specific name for this season.
So let me go back to the luggage because Captain Kerry went and picked the guests up. Because in the real world, usually the captain greets the clients, right? At the airport, right?
Oh,
Or
wow.
on the tender. Immediately after they step off the boat, the bosun usually steps into or the first officer into the tender and they go and get the luggage. Somehow that transition, I know what it was. They all had to line up on the deck. So that was the confusion. And knowing the layers in their first charter, things happen. It's great TV. You know what I mean? But in the real world chartering, that would have not been good. That is not good. You know what I mean? And Captain Kerry has to deal with that. But what was the second part of your question?
Just like, would you have done anything different? Like anything that
Different?
happened
No,
this
I
season?
honestly, it's easier to say that from here I have no idea. The fact that he had to deal with that bridge so much, that's very stressful. That is not. And then his where he had to dock is also very challenging. He has a lot of stress. I would have refused to go through that bridge 18 times. I would have been like, no, mm-mm. We're gonna board out here every time. I'll go in half the times, right? Nine. I'll do nine dockings on and off, or
Yeah,
eight.
that's a lot. I don't think I
It is a
realized it was
lot.
that much. Do
Nine
you,
charters
yeah, that
on
is
and
a
on.
lot. Do you, I mean, we mentioned Fraser. I mean, Aisha, we mentioned you've had lots of people. You started with Hannah, you've had lots of people in the middle, Katie and Natasha and Toomey. Like, do you have a favorite chief stew that we have seen you work with on Below Deck?
They're all great, to be honest. Yeah, every person I work with, I think, oh my God, they're wonderful. And I love the evolution from, let's just go with Aisha. She's current. Aisha was the second stewardess. She went to school. She learned a lot. She came back as chief stew. Well, she worked on Down Under. She came over, did the style of services. I love the different styles of services. It's a dance. I've worked for many owners who really like that type of service. Clients want you to interact and do those types of services. Some clients just want you to stand back and allow them to have their dinner in their quiet time. Aisha was great. Katie Flood, I honestly, just wonderful people. I liked Natasha.
Hmm.
She was great. Her mixology, every chief stew brings their own personality, right? So Natasha was mixology. Aisha, it's her personality, But I gotta tell you, that fish knife one, wow. When I watched that episode back, I was like, no. And I thought Aisha handled it like a champ. When you watch when as a captain, I don't know what happened at the table. I overheard, you know, through one of the crew members saying that these clients are really difficult, something about a fish knife. And when I schooled them at the bar, it wasn't intended, it wasn't planned. Sometimes doors open for you to walk through. And it was a subconscious thing that was in my mind, but it wasn't a planned conversation. So always want those stewardesses to know I have their back. And Hannah, having Hannah, Hannah and I reconciled, and it's wonderful. Like she has a baby now, and she's a mom, and it was great. Hannah was really great as well with the clients. Like she did a good job. From my first season all the way through, I can't remember them all. Bugsy for a short time. I love Bugsy. I like them all.
They're all different, right?
They're all different.
What about, like I mentioned, you did come in season 11, you replaced Captain Lee. Like, is that common? Like, if it's a longer charter or even a shorter charter where like a captain has to be replaced for whatever reason, like is that a
It's
common? It's
it's
rare.
rare.